everyone. So today we're diving into something kind of interesting. It might totally change how you look at food.
Oh, I like where this is going. Food for thought, literally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're talking about meal sequencing. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, it's the idea that, like, the order you eat your food in can seriously affect your health.
Right. And it's especially important for people, watching their blood sugar, worried about type 2 diabetes, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people listening probably know that type 2 diabetes is, well, it's becoming more and more common.
It's a big deal. And managing those blood sugar spikes after meals, that's huge.
Absolutely.
But what's wild is that research suggests we might be able to control those spikes just by changing, get this, the order of our food.
I know, right? It sounds too good to be true, but the research is really promising. Kubota, Liu, Izuka, they've all done some fascinating work on this.
So how does it work? What's the secret sauce here?
Well, it all comes down to these things called incretins. They're hormones, and they're released by our gut after we eat. Specifically, there's one called GLP-1 that plays a major role.
GLP-1. Okay, gotta admit, you kind of lost me at hormones.
Okay, so think of GLP-1 like, a traffic controller, but for your blood sugar.
Okay, a traffic controller. I can work with that.
So imagine you eat a meal, right? And suddenly there's this rush of sugar trying to get into your bloodstream.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
GLP-1 is like the traffic cop that steps in and directs everything, makes sure things flow smoothly, prevents any jams.
So instead of sugar going crazy in our system, GLP-1 helps our bodies deal with it better.
Exactly. It's all about that smooth, steady flow of sugar into the bloodstream.
That makes sense. But how does GLP-1 actually do that?
Well, it does a few key things. First, it tells your pancreas, hey, we need some insulin. And insulin is like the key that unlocks your cells and lets the sugar in to be used for energy.
So insulin lets the sugar out of the bloodstream and into the cells where it belongs.
Exactly. Then GLP-1 also tells another hormone called glucagon, and this one actually raises blood sugar. It tells glucagon to, like, chill out.
So it's like a double whammy. GLP-1 makes sure that sugar gets used for energy and prevents it from, like, spiking our blood sugar.
Exactly. But wait, there's more. GLP-1 also acts like a gatekeeper for your stomach.
A gatekeeper.
It slows down how fast your stomach empties, so the sugar enters your bloodstream more gradually. No more dramatic spikes.
So no more sugar rushes after meals. That's amazing. But for someone listening who's maybe pre-diabetic or they're already dealing with blood sugar issues, what does all of this actually mean for them?
It means better blood sugar control translates to a lower risk of developing those serious complications that can come with diabetes.
Wow, that's incredible. Less risk of complications. Sign me up.
So how do we get in on this GLP-1 action? Is there like a magic pill or...
Well, there are medications that can kind of mimic what GLP-1 does, but the really cool thing is that we can boost our own GLP-1 naturally
Oh, come on, spill it. How?
just by changing the order we eat our food.
Seriously, that's all it takes.
It's pretty amazing, right? Research shows that if you start your meal with protein and fat, yeah, you heard me right, before the carbs, it can make a huge difference in your blood sugar response. And it helps your body release more GLP-1. So are we talking about like ditching carbs altogether or just changing when we eat them?
It's all about strategy. It's not about deprivation. It's about, like, working with your body. There was this one study, and they found that even something small, like a bit of fish or meat before a serving of rice, made a big difference compared to eating the rice first.
Wait, so just having my salmon before my sushi res could actually change things?
Yep, small tweaks, big impact.
That's incredible. Okay, but what about fiber? We always hear about how important that is.
Absolutely, fiber is key, especially for digestion.
Right. Keeps things moving, if you know what I mean.
Exactly.
Yep.
And here's the thing, while fiber itself doesn't actually boost GLP-1 the same way that protein and fat do,
Okay.
it still helps the TON by slowing down digestion and preventing those blood sugar spikes. It's like the ultimate sidekick.
So more veggies, right?
You got it. And get this, one study found that when people ate their veggies before a meal with meat and rice, their blood sugar control was even better than when they ate them together.
Whoa, so even the order of the non-carb stuff matters.
It seems that way. Makes you think, right?
Yeah.
Like, what if we combine strategic food, ordering, and eat? Make sure we're getting enough fiber. Could that be even more effective? There's got to be more research on that.
Fascinated. But okay, all this is about blood sugar, but what about the long term? Is this a temporary fix or can people actually benefit from doing this, forever?
That's the million-dollar question, right? But there's some really cool research emerging that suggests this isn't just a quick fix.
Okay, you got to give me the highlights.
So one study looked at people who focused on meal sequencing for 8 weeks. And you know what they found? significant reductions in something called HbA1c levels in people with type 2 diabetes.
HbA1c. Okay, for those of us who didn't go to med school, remind me what that is again.
Oh, right. Sorry. It basically measures your average blood sugar levels over a few months. So a drop in HbA1c means your blood sugar is more stable over time.
So, real lasting improvement. What other long-term stuff are they finding?
Another study, this one focused on eating veggies first, and they also saw better blood sugar control. And get this, it even suggested that people might lose weight too,
No way. Hold on. Are you saying this could help with weight management as well?
potentially. And remember how we talked about GLP-1 being released when we eat? Well, guess what?
Right.
GLP-1 might actually suppress appetite too.
So not only can this help regulate blood sugar, but it might also help us feel fuller and more satisfied, which could lead to eating less overall.
That's what the research suggests.
You know what? I've always felt way more satisfied after a meal if I start with a big salad. Now I'm wondering if this is why.
It's definitely something to consider.
For sure.
It challenges, like, everything we thought we knew about dieting, you know? Maybe it's not just about what we eat, but also when we eat it.
I'm telling you, this is revolutionary. It makes you wonder what other little things we could tweak in our lives that would make a difference, you know?
Right. And the best part about this whole meal sequencing thing is that it's not like those crazy diets where you cut out entire food groups.
Yeah, you're not starving yourself.
It's more like working with your body to get healthier.
Exactly. It's not about deprivation. It's like optimization or something. And if it helps with blood sugar, A&D, maybe even weight management, come on, that's amazing.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. Changing the order of your food is way easier than changing your whole diet.
A million times easier, which is probably why people in those studies saw results that lasted. It's not a quick fix. It's just making small changes that really stick with you.
Exactly. You know, this has really got me thinking about like how we see health and nutrition in general. It's not always the big, complicated stuff that makes the biggest difference.
Totally. This whole thing, it's like we've uncovered this secret code to better health.
I like that.
Who would have thought that something as simple as eating your veggies first could be such a game changer?
It just shows you, sometimes the smallest changes have the biggest impact. Like if you really tune in and listen to your body,
Yeah.
you can figure out how to make healthier choices.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So basically, if anyone out there is trying to, get their blood sugar under control, maybe lose a little weight, or just feel healthier overall, give this meal sequencing thing a try. More protein, healthy fats, fiber.
Yes.
And save those carbs for last. See what happens.
And as always, it's always smart to check in with your doctor before making any big changes to what you eat.
For sure. Always good advice. Well, that about wraps it up for our deep dive into meal sequencing. Hope you guys found this as interesting as we did. Remember, knowledge is power, and sometimes little changes can make a world of difference.
Keep asking questions, keep exploring, keep diving deep into the stuff that matters.
And until next time, keep those blood sugar levels steady.